Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of building our signal gantry. Now this is purely the wiring it in to the layout, so I can show you how I wire it in and how I actually make the signal change colour on the operation with the track. Now normally I'd run it into my block signalling panel under here, but there's no room to fit it in because I've got, I think there's about 13 signals on there, 14 signals, something like that, can't really remember. And you would wire that in. I'm not going to show you that process. It is a very complex process and one it's easy to understand, providing you sort of buy into it, read into it, and understand how these things work. So that's my block signaling thing, is actually underneath there. We're not using that today. This will actually be a direct wire straight to the track. So where the points are, the point blade will actually switch the colour of the light on and off. So I'll fade down and we'll go to the signal and I'll show you how I actually install it to the layout. So this is the installation of our little signal. As you can see, I've put an old rail in there. So I've just drilled a hole and poked a rail in, and I've just put a bit of glue in this bit of plastic and pushed that down. That creates a sleeve over the rail, which will give a nice fixed post to hold our signal. And this is where it's going to sit, just like that. And the idea is that the little hut that was here had the lights on will now control this little signal, and I think that really gives a nice effect. And obviously when I decorate this and get this more in tune, so what I'm going to do now is run the wires through, and I will show you how this operates with the wires to the point and how it operates with the signal. So of course the whole reason for building this as a modular unit was actually for this reason, so I can get to the track work without actually struggling to find how to get everything off. And I'm now going to show you how easy this is to lift off. Famous last words. Obviously I'll just pull the scenery out of the way. Again, that will be fixed in place in time, but at the moment it's just loose, and it's a case of just grab it like that and pull that signal out of the way. That just lifts off. So there we go, that is, just straighten that up. There we go, that's cool. So that just shows you how easy it is to actually get to all the track and all the bits that I need. So that is that modular bit. So what I'm going to do now is wire this point in from here to here, so the point will actually control the colour of the LEDs for me. So I shall carry on and do this bit. So if you actually recall, I actually had two little LEDs that used to sit there, and that is these two here. Okay, so these are now situated there. Give it a bit of focus, be good. So we're now going to wire these two into this here. Now on these are slightly wired different. That's a positive, and then you've got, these are the negatives. Negative on the red and negative on the green. Now certain lights are different in different ways. Check your polarity, check which way they do wire up. Don't go by what my standards are, because obviously this is the way that these bulbs are configured, and other bulbs will be configured differently, but this is the correct way for these little dwarf lights. So I'm now going to wire them in. Now this has 4 little leads on it, so this will be interesting, which I can work that out. So I shall separate the positive and the negative, and then I shall then marry them up into there. Right then, let's get this all wired in. So I'm just going to solder some longer wires on these. For the red one, I'm actually going to just use the blue wire, and the green I'll keep green. Right, so we're back on the layout. I'm going to run the bigger cable first, which will be the positive, which is the blue one. run that through a hole that I've created there. Right, so just change the angle a little bit more, and just going to put some, connect these wires up. There we go, put them up there. A little bit of heatsink tubing. This is the green. I need to put. So this is a little bit different than running it directly to your block signalling device or another device similar. This is going to be wired directly to my point, as I explained, and I'm going to show you a diagram how it's wired in. And this is from Brian Lambert's website. He has a fantastic knowledge and plethora of wiring and DCC, and just check his site out. He's a big main man, and he's got all the information there. So I'm going to show you the iPad, and I'm going to actually show you the wiring diagram, how this wires in, and I can explain to you how it works. So let's just take a look. Okay, so this is the wiring diagram, and it's from brianlambert.co.uk, and as you can see, this is insulated frogs, which I am currently using. Now I'm not going to explain the whole diagram, how it all works. You can see it's really explanatory. You've got a bulb with your red and your black feed, and they just pick up the red and black feed from that rail, which is highlighted here. You've got your red, black, black, and as the blade switches, it obviously sends the current to the other side, which will pick up that feed, and that will light the light and switch the other one off, because that creates the dead spot for the light to turn off. And then when that hits again, obviously it does the opposite on the other side, so it would then not connect this side. So that is your switch for your light controlling. Again, this is the live frog. Again, it's even simpler, really simple. This is what I actually wired into the first time, sorry, the second time, because this is actually changed to this. So both these processes work. They're really simple, and it's very self-explanatory, depending what bulbs you use and whether you're using live frogs or insta frogs. So I'm not going to explain, as I say. Do go to his site, and you can see how these all wire in. Tells you everything about two LEDs and 3 LED common types and cathode types. Tells you everything you need to know. It's all written up the top there. So yeah, I don't really need to explain it. So that is our two wiring diagrams, and that's how the signal changes its color. So let's put that aside, and we'll go straight to the signal and how we finish off the wiring. Right then, so let's switch on the old system. All I need to do is switch it on, and that tells me a green light is on, which tells me that this track in the middle is giving the green. When I switch the point, it goes red. Now I've actually got it round the wrong way, so I need to just swap them two wires round. So this is green and that's red. So let's just do that now. That's quite an easy fix. That's why I say it's best to do a little test before you finally wrap everything up, just so you make sure everything's running properly. So here we have our little signal all in place and wired up. I put my little wagon there because he's at a red light, and that means stop, which meaning the rest of the layout is all free to travel around. So you can travel through the tunnel now, meaning that all the traffic stopped here will not cause a congestion of derailment. Of course, when that light goes green, that will give you the run through down this section here, down through the tunnel, and then allow you to go down underneath the layout. That's the top of the layout. You then go down underneath the layout to this section here, which gives you my little sidings, which goes completely round like a horseshoe around the layout. So it's hidden all underneath there, and that's what holds all my locos right off the layout, all switched off, so I can hold a lot of stock and lots of coaches. So I now got everything all in place. I now need to keep dressing this area, keep finishing this bit off, put my buses back and put the buildings back, because it all now looks naked, and hopefully you'll catch that on the next update. So till next time, take care of yourself, and I shall catch you all very soon. Cheerio.